of children. And why is it even necessary to educate the senses? Shebi, the sense is supposed to be in the brain. So why do we need to educate the senses? The brain is supposed to give direction to whatever the child wants to know. But no, Dr. Maria Montessori thinks differently. She thought differently. So the first thing we're going to look at is philosophy and purpose. Philosophy and purpose. What is the philosophy and purpose for sensorial education? Just like I have said, why do we need to educate the senses? Why do we need to educate the senses? Sensorial education is the cornerstone of Montessori's education of the senses. It's the cornerstone of Montessori education of the senses, where children aged 0 to 6 years refine. You are going to get this handout, so don't write word for word what I'm saying. You can just take points, okay? So because I would like you to listen to me more now, where children 0 to 6 years refine their sensory perceptions to build cognitive foundation. That means the foundation for maths, for English, for cultural, for quantitative, for verbal, for every subject area lies in the education of the senses, lies in sensorial education. Are you getting me now? Yes. Now, Dr. Montessori identified this period as a sensitive window. And I also call sensitive windows windows of opportunities. Sensitive periods are sensitive windows, and they are also windows of opportunities for the teacher. They are sensitive windows that we open in the child's life unconsciously. It's not, the child has no right over it. The child does not have a right to cover it and say, I'm not going to open it. It is a natural time that we come in the life of the child between the age of 0 to 6 years, and it will go, and another one we open, and another one we close, and another one. So the child does not have a right over it, not to make it open. It will open in the life of the child. Now, why do I call it windows of opportunities for the teacher? It is a window of opportunity for the teacher because you, the teacher, your aim is to send information across to the child. Everything you are teaching the child is an opportunity to send information. I have told you this in the past. I said a good curriculum has 3 attributes. What the child is open to know, the innate questions in the life of the child, what the society feels the child should know, and what you, the teacher, thinks the child does not know and the child should know. 3 things. So it becomes, sensitive period becomes a window of opportunity for you, the teacher, because when it gets opened in the life of the child, you, the teacher, you are holding that knowledge. Look at me. That thing you want to teach the child, you are holding it in your hand like this, like a tissue. You want to throw it to the child. That's the knowledge. That's what you want to teach the child. You want to throw it to the child. But the window is closed. It's like I want to throw something outside of this window now, and this window is closed. And I've been trying several times, and it's not going. But I just look once, the window is open, and I throw. The window is open, and I throw, and it goes. Won't I be happy that finally I've been able to achieve my aim? So sensitive periods are windows of opportunities for you teachers to pass across that knowledge you intend for the child to have, to pass it across to the child. Now, for sensory refinement, calling senses the doorway to the intellect. We call it senses the doorway to the intellect. We have touch boards. We have sandpaper letters that are made with sandpaper, that when the child touches it, there is a feeling at the tip of the finger of the child that the child feels, that makes the directionality of that letter or number stick in their brain. This is the sense of touch. This is the sense of touch. So it is going to be generally easier for children that are taught this way. Writing is going to be easier and faster for children that are taught in this manner with these materials than for us that teacher just write on the board. We are watching. So you write in your book. The methodology of passing the information across is now easier than our own time. Am I making sense? The methodology they are using now to pass the information of that intellectual capability to the child is way bigger than our own. During my time in the primary school, I never saw these flags. The only flag we know in this life is Nigerian flag, green, white, green, because of independence. No teacher brought flags of other countries to the class. I was well grown in secondary school when we started doing geography, social studies, before they started introducing us to other flags of the world. For a very long time, I don't know other flags of the world because we were limited. The information they were giving us. And I'm very sure it's because the information our teachers had then too was limited. If they knew what I know today, they would have taught me in a different way. And so many of my colleagues. Do you understand? So now, core objectives. What are the core objectives of sensorial education? What I mean by core objective is, what is the aim of sensorial education? What are we aiming to achieve when we introduce children to sensorial education? Number one, it refines the 5 senses. It refines the 5 senses: visual, auditory, tactile, olfactory, and gustatory. And the stereognostic sense, that's the 6th one. The stereognostic sense, the kinesthetic and tactile memory. Kinesthetic is children who must do something with their hands in the process of learning. And children who must touch, they must touch something. I'm a tactile and a kinesthetic learner. That is why I ended up becoming an artist. Whatever you are teaching me, as long as you are saying stories, I will hear your stories, but it may not remain. It may not remain. I will have to read your note over and over again to either cram it or keep it somewhere for me to remember. But just show me, let me do something with my hand. Let me cut something. Let me sew something. Let me mix something. Let me turn something. That one sticks forever. I will go home and do times 10 of it. So I'm a kinesthetic and tactile learner. There are others that are auditory learners. That is, they have to listen to it with their ears for them to understand. There are also others that are visual learners. All they need is to see it, and it sticks. I said kinesthetic and tactile. Kinesthetic and tactile memory. Now, develop executive functions. That's the second point under core objectives. It develops executive functions: concentration, order, problem solving, and classification skills. executive functions. After I told us yesterday, for those of us that were in class yesterday, that the frontal cortex of our brain, that is this aspect of our brain, the front like this, is the one in charge of executive functioning. It is a part of the brain that is in charge of executive functioning. So don't be surprised when you see some 4 or 5 year olds that they have problem with executive functioning. You see children that have the habit of when they are annoyed, they will knock their head on something. Have you seen such? You've not seen such children before. When it's annoyed like this, you go and hit his head on something or fall down. Many of them grow up to become adults that we have problems with executive functioning, because hitting the brain does not go without consequences. Consequences of such might not even show in 5-10 years. Can you come and sit down here so that you don't block those people behind you? You can sit down behind this side people. Now, any dents on the brain, and you hit the brain, you knock the brain. Can you send the link of this video to class, and then look for Precious Adedokun, that woman from this thing. She said she's in a very bad traffic, and she was telling me she's looking for where to park her car and start coming. I've told her not to park her car somewhere if they vandalize her car. So let her join online. If she cannot move forward again, let her go back to her house. So anything that has to do with hitting the brain does not go like that. We just put rub. I help him to rub it. Many of them have severe consequences internally. You know, in Nigeria, we don't even investigate. That's one of the problems we have. We don't investigate. Children will fall. I was looking at a video or pictures of a 1 year of a baby. That baby should be about 1 month. In the course of carrying him, they broke his arm here. They broke this place. They didn't even know. What made them now go and start investigating is that the boy started crying non-stop. So they had to go to the hospital. So they had to tell them to go and do an x-ray. It is the x-ray that now revealed that the bone has cracked. They now started. That is how careless we are in this part of the world. We don't even like spending any money for medical. We don't. That's who we are as Nigerians. The last thing Nigerians want to hear is go to the hospital. Nigerians don't like going to the hospitals. Nigerians don't like spending money on their health. They see spending money on their health as a waste. If this person is saying, go and buy this, do this, go to the doctor, the other person is saying, yeah, you wish to go to Alagbo, that thing that you will use this thing. See, go and buy a feeling, go and buy this thing, go and buy bitter leaf. No amount of money should be too much for you to spend on your health. At the end of the day, do you know what happened? Most of these people that don't go to the hospital, they go and buy this, go and buy that. Do you know that most of them, at the end of the day, when they calculate how much they have spent, they have even spent more. They have even spent more than what they should spend in the hospital. The last time I had Agola, please, can I have one house? The last time I have a blocked hair, my hair's blocked. I have spent about almost 40,000 before I went to the hospital. All the recommendations, the drugs, the hair drop, the buy this, buy that, none of them work. Until I got to Alimosho General Hospital, and I saw that card alone did not even cost me 5,000 naira. Card alone. Did not cost me 5,000 naira. In private hospital, I will not pay anything less than 5,000 or 10,000 to open a card. By the time I finished everything I bought there, they saw me, they recommended this, they recommended that. I think I spent about 17,000. Why didn't I go there? I suffered for good 2 weeks. And I spent money. And I was not healed. I ended up there. I spent that money I spent. They gave me those recommendations. And in 48 hours, I started seeing changes. I started seeing changes. Aside from the expert advice they gave me, I never knew until I got to that place. I never knew that some of the consequences of diabetes is blocked ears. That diabetes can make people go deaf. And my mother was a serious diabetic. My mother died as a result of consequences of diabetics. That's what the doctor wrote in her death certificate. So that doctor, very young lady, somebody like Vivian, that day just told me. She said, "Are you diabetic?" When she looked inside my hair with that day, this thing, she said, "Are you diabetic?" I said, "I'm not, but my mom is." She said, "You better watch it." You need to take care very well. I held that information like this. I got home. It made me more strict with my diet and the things I take. Because until that day, I didn't know. I knew diabetes can break down the body system, the cells of the body. It can, if it gets severe, it can affect the intestines. It can make you blind. I never knew it can make you deaf. Now, let me tell you this. Do you know that my mother has not been hearing with one of her ears for almost 30 years? And we didn't know. It was when I got home that day, as I was driving home that day, I was the only one in my car. It was as I was driving home that day, I started remembering. Mommy used to say, anytime you want to talk to her, I think it's her right here. Anytime you want to talk to her, you are on her right side. She will tell you, come here. She will tell you, come here. I don't used to hear very well. We never knew this as a result. Do you know one of the reasons why after my mom died, I cried for 3 days non-stop? One of the reasons why I was crying was not because my mother died. It was because there were so many things that was happening to that woman that we were ignorant of. That complicated her health. If somebody can live with that sickness and be 89, do you know that if my mother does not have diabetes, she can be 100?
Yes.
Because my mom that I know, my mom is a very strong person. Naturally, she's a very strong person. When you think she's down like this, you think she can't do anything, she will wake up. The next day, you just go to her room, you see her sitting down. All of us look at her and say, eh. But information. Even my sisters that are abroad, that we are thinking are abroad people, they know everything. Some of these things they don't know. This is why information is crucial. Information is very crucial. Always have ears for information. When you see people doing something and you don't know, ask them, this thing, why do you do it? How are you doing it? What is the benefit? What is the gain? What could be the... There are some information that you will hear. It can give you another 15 years of life. It can increase your lifespan instead of walking in ignorance. Now, executive functions. When children hit their head, if the skull does not crack, blood could go and lock somewhere. There's something in medical they call blood clots. Blood clots. When blood begin to thicken and start, there are some people, that's what kills them. Their blood start clotting and it doesn't flow. So it's blocking their veins and a lot of things. There could be a blood clot somewhere that can start developing and become cancerous. Blood clots can end up becoming cancerous, even in the brain. So that person is going about with blood clots 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, 15 years, 35 years, they say tumor of the brain or cancer of the brain. Most of these things don't just happen when you are hearing about it. They have started. The journey have started for a very long time. So if you have a child or you see children, they start doing some of these things and you see that it causes an injury, please investigate. Take them to the hospital. If it is possible, do scan, do x-ray. Be sure that there is no problem. Somebody was slapped 2 years after he died. Slap. He did not have accident, he did not have anything. By the time he died, he was going to die, he was about to die. He started having sickness. They took him to the hospital. They said there is an injury in his ears that he did not treat for a long time that has gone to affect his brain. All these parts of the body, the eye, the ear, the nose, the mouth, everything is connected to the brain. All of them are connected to the brain. So they slapped him. He had a physical fight with somebody. The person slapped him. The wife said after a while, he complained about the ear. He went to the hospital. They gave him ear drop and some antibiotics. He took it. The thing went. They thought it was over. Not knowing that that thing has caused an internal injury, which later infected his brain. So by the time he was going to die, and they could not save him again, doctor said infection of the brain. There is an infection in the brain. How did it get there? Are you hearing me? So the human body is so complex. It's so complex that you see all those things they used to say in the olden days. His village people, how can he only blade cut him in his hand and he will die? What happened to tetanus? If you go to the general hospitals and you have opportunity to enter the ward, they admit tetanus patients. In your life, you will not joke with tetanus. Tetanus is like rabies. The end stage of it, that is, if it's not cured, the end stage of it is severe convulsion. Severe. I have had the case of somebody that had tetanus before that. He beat himself. He closed his teeth on his tongue to the extent that the tongue almost cut into two. Because in the course of him biting that tongue, he had seizure. And the tongue has already gone in. So for them to be able to open his teeth to release that tongue, the tongue was destroyed completely. That's the end stage of tetanus. Severe seizure. Type of seizure that they will be stretching and shouting like this. So the human body is very, very complex. Don't joke with anything. Any small wound, don't joke with it. Don't joke with it. It's not it should be just like he said and that we have rubbed it with rub. Then another thing is, if there is something in the family that is in the lineage of that person, whether the mother or the father, they've been suffering this, any other health concern that person has, that family genetic problem is going to capitalize on that one to enter. You were not knowledgeable enough to know some things as at the time they were dying. You don't know if it's complications of high blood pressure that killed them. You don't know if it's complications of diabetes. You don't know if it's whatever. Who? What does she want? My daughter.
No, Dr. Tahir.
Oh, it's class. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you give me 15 minutes, sir? Okay, sir. Thank you. God bless you. I can give you more than that. Okay, so it helps us develop executive functions. Executive functions help us develop concentration. So if a child cannot concentrate, it's as a result of executive functioning. not working well. Some of this can come through accidents. It can come through those that have the habit of knocking children on their head. I will knock you, give you. You see that thing? It has destroyed so many children's life. Now, executive functions help us to develop order, sense of order, problem solving, and classification skills. Now, core objectives. I'm still under core objectives. The third point under core objectives is prepare for abstract learning in maths. It prepares children for abstract learning in maths, language, and science through concrete sensory experiences. Concrete sensory experiences. In theory and in practical. This is the sensorial shelf. All the materials here are for development of the senses. Are for what? This from here are for development of the senses. We are after Dr. Tyree's class. Mr. Lighton is going to come for practicals because I have a meeting, a family meeting by 12:31. So Mr. Lighton will come for practicals. Now let's go to the next one. Is theoretical foundations. Theoretical foundations. What are sensitive periods? From birth to 4 years. Let's talk about birth to 4 years. Peak sensitivity for sensorial refinement is from birth to 4 years. You see that from 0 to 4 years is the critical one, as in the most important years of children developing their sensory functions. After 4 years, some of them who are fast get established. There are some 4-year-olds that can write 1 to 50. Yes, there are some 4-year-olds that know so many smells. If beans is burning, they'll tell you beans is burning. Mommy, rice is burning. They hear very well. When they see something, they can tell you, is this I saw. Some are slow because this also depends on two things. It depends on milestones and it depends on nutrition. Development of children generally depends on milestones and nutrition. And it is nutrition that helps milestone. Nutrition is the foundation for good milestone achievement. A child that is not well fed, that does not have good nutrition, rice. That is not good nutrition. Nutrition talks about all the food areas: vegetables, fruits, proteins, iron, balanced diet, vitamins. Some children in this country, especially now that a slice of watermelon is 500 naira. A slice of watermelon is 500 naira. How many parents can buy watermelon for their children? One orange is 100 naira.
Some are selling 200.
Some are selling 200. Are you hearing? I went to Opik this week. Today is Saturday. I was in Opik on Wednesday. I wanted to buy banana. When I got out of their estate gate, I saw, yes, on the way to Isheri. I got out of their estate gate. I saw Malam selling fruit there. I told my driver to stop. I want to buy banana. They said 2,005. For a bunch of banana that is just about 10 or 12. They said 2,005. I entered my motor jeje. Even at Ikotuma here, that banana, you can't buy it at Ikotu for less than 1,002. It's also very expensive. When they are calling shop 2,000 naira. So you see, how we parent, the same thing with carrots. The same thing with carrots. Small like this, 500, like tiny ones like this. Now tell me, how do these parents, hey Ginko? How do these parents? Now if you have 5 children, listen, Mrs. Abido. If you have, let's even say you have 3 children, plus yourself and your husband, you want to eat egg and yam on in the morning. How many will you fry? 5K. Your husband is going to eat out of it. Share his cake like this, you give him.
Plenty tomato.
Oh, share is small like this, you will give your husband. So you see, how will these parents even be able to give these children balanced diet? There's no more vegetable of 200 naira.
Now so 500.
It's 500. By the time you turn 500, you will see something like this inside your pot. So you see, we are in dear times. We are in dear times, and children need, everybody needs it, but children need these things more to grow. They need it more to grow, to be strong for their sense organs and everything. Now, we are with sensitive period 0 to 4. This is the peak sensitivity for sensory refinement. Children unconsciously absorb environmental stimuli to construct mental order. During this peak period, children unconsciously absorb environmental stimuli to construct mental order. What is in the environment? That's why I've told you before that the environment is more powerful than the parents of the child. The environment is big. It's endless things. The sound, the people, the houses, the type of play, the type of music, the churches who will not allow people to sleep at night because of night vigil that are disturbing Jesus every day for what they can solve for by themselves. The mosque that is shouting their own, the neighbor that is fighting Yababe in the next compound, the husband and wife that are breaking bottle, the uncle and the aunties that comes to the house. Those of you that your house is like police station, your church member, everybody is your house, they come. Those are all the environment, all the things in the environment that the child is getting stimuli from and is helping them to form a mental order. What type of mental order do you think such children will form? When the stimuli they are getting from the environment is negativity. I don't even want to go into social media. That one is the chairman. If you think you are keeping your child in your house or your environment, you don't have all those, we don't have all those type of people in my environment. In fact, our compound is very quiet. That phone that you are giving your child, Ingo, the moment you give your child the phone, you are giving your child to the world. The whole world. Your child can access the whole world on the phone. No information is hidden, including sex and pornography. No information is hidden from your child, including wrong values. Look at this lady that fought. They open her breast and everything. People are giving her land, house, endorsements. Nigerians encourage negativity. They are enablers of wrong values. So tell me how another young adult is not going to think of going to slap a policeman so that they can give him something. We are enablers of wrong values. Now, 0 to 2 years, infants, no, 0 to 3 years, they are infants. Focus on sensory motor development, e.g., tracking sounds, grasping textured objects. That is the time for you to introduce them to different sounds. They must be able to identify the sounds of a car from the sounds of, differentiate the sound of a car from the sound of a radio. Most of them, they even know your ringtones than you. Most of these children knows your ringtones than you. Once they hear your ringtone, you the owner of the phone, you don't know. Mommy, your phone is ringing. Because that is the age. And then the next one is primary, 3 to 6 years. Systemic refinement through didactic materials. Systemic refinement. Now, everything the child has learned from 0 to 3 years from home, whether they are good or bad or crude or positive, when they get to 3 to 6 years, that is the work of the school. That is the work of you, the teachers, and the school. This is the time that you now help them help use didactic materials. The Montessori materials are the ones we are referring to as didactic materials. They are also called Montessori didactic materials. You are now going to be using these materials to help them to refine their senses, to teach them that when we are arranging something, we do it in order. The first material that will help them to get order is the Pinter and the Brown stairs. It teaches them order. You can't rush to arrange those things. And then when you are doing extensions, you have to follow order. You have to be calm. You have to follow process. You have to handle the material with care. So you are teaching them care. You are teaching them how to value resources. You are teaching them, they are going to show you during practical. You are teaching them how to value resources. You are teaching them how to focus when they are arranging things. Because these are the same children that are going to go home and go and arrange plates in the plate hanger, arrange spoons. They say if they don't achieve that order, you know that so many plates are going to break. The number of my mother's plate that I broke in this world, is God that will forgive me. So the day my daughter broke plates, I wanted to beat her. My mother says, hang that your hand up there. Don't bring it down. I said, well, I said, you want me to start counting the number of plates you broke for you? So you want to beat somebody for breaking plates. You that went to climb my cupboard, the wardrobe came down. The whole wardrobe came down. You know that one they used to call pirates? That will be round sets. Me, I don't remember how many sets that broke. But I ran away. They went to look for me. When I was able to escape under that cupboard, I ran away, very long place. It's somebody that looked for me that brought me home. I said my mom will kill me. Or even me knew that what I did. It was because nobody taught me order. I was just free-flowing as a child. I was just doing escapades in the house. It was not actually my fault. It was my parents and the teachers that were teaching me that did not teach me some things. Now, the next one is key principles. Key principles. Isolation of quality. Key principles. Isolation of quality. Materials isolate one attribute. Materials isolate one attribute. That is, every material is teaching something in specific. Do you understand what I mean now? Isolation of attribute is every material is for one quality. The painter is not going to teach, he's not teaching how to write, how to hold pencil, how to order, how to focus. No. There is a specific thing every Montessori material is teaching. Now, e.g., size in Pinter. Pinter is teaching differentiation of size. That's why it's going from the biggest to the smallest. It's teaching size. Pinter is also teaching color. It's teaching size. The color tablets are teaching color. Color box 1, color box 2, color box 3. They are teaching color. To avoid cognitive overload. The reason why each Montessori material is teaching one specific thing is to avoid cognitive overload. That's when it's too much, cognitive overload. Cognitive overload are the things they teach in our higher institutions in Nigeria. Cognitive overload. My son's fiancée is schooling in England. She finished from here. They were supposed to go for NYSC together when her father said she should go and do her master's. She told my son that in the university where she's doing her master's, the whole of your 4 years called first degree course, the whole 4 years, so from year 1 to the end, you will not do up to 12 courses. In year 1, you may not do more than only 3 or 4 courses alone. Tell me how they will not pass. So when you see that they post that so person in Nigeria, in UK, he came out with first class. I did not come out with first class. Somebody that in secondary school, they are doing about 21 subjects. Primary school, they are doing about 16. She told my son that in the whole of 4 years, when she was also trying to see if she can get admission for her junior sister. That one is still here. She's just in 100 level. So she went to make inquiries. Which course can she do? How many courses? She said in year 1, the maximum is 4. The maximum is 4. They will, even if you say you want to do it, they will not allow you to do it because they are considering cognitive overload. She's doing masters. She said in the 18 months, the whole course she will do in the 18 months is 5 courses in the 18 months masters, and it's 2 courses per time with 1 borrowed course because she doesn't have English as her first language. Assuming she's a child that is born in that place, she doesn't need that use of English. She'll be doing only 2 courses. And in that 4 courses, you are doing the 4 lecturers and a supervisor will be calling you every day or sending you email. How are you, Faith? You went for your curriculum lecture today in educational curriculum. How was your lecture? Is there any part of the lecture that is giving you problem? Did you hear everything the lecturer said? Can you give me a review? If you are, they'll be asking if you have problem, that they are here to solve it for you. If you have headache, if you read overnight, you have headache, you cannot go to class in the morning. Once you send email to your supervisor that I'm having a very bad headache, I don't think I can be in class today, say yes, understood. It's your supervisor that communicates with your lecturer so that they don't mark you absent. Orderliness, care. Who will not thrive in an environment of care? Who will not thrive? Then we are telling these children not to run away. Why would they not run away? Why would they not run away? I was watching a video yesterday. A professor abroad. One of the students came with a baby of about 9 months. When the professor was talking, the baby was crying. The woman wanted to sneak out of the hall with her baby. The professor went to her, blocked her on the road, collected the baby from her, carried the boy, went to the front, continued lecturing. He said, childbirth or being a mother should not deny you of quality education. How many Nigerian lecturers? How many? How many? So, you see, that's why I said Montessori materials isolate one attribute. Each Montessori material is teaching one thing, one. Control of error. Every Montessori material has what we call control of error. What is control of error? Control of error is that the child himself will see that the way I'm arranging this thing is wrong. The material itself will indicate that this thing is not right. Self-correction is built in, e.g., cylinder blocks only fits correct holes. That is when we are talking about the knob cylinder. Materialized abstractions. Concrete materials represent abstract concepts. Concrete materials like the binomial cube or the binomial cube, which is at the end of the day you will use for algebra formula. It's a foundation for algebra in secondary school. The binomial and the trinomial cube, which we introduce to children. Let me stop here because of Dr. Bashir, Dr. Tahir. We are going to continue when it's done and when Mr. Lighton does the practical, because I want to make sure I finish this handout today. Thank you very much. So remind me that the next topic is sensorial materials and activities by age. Sensorial materials and activities by age. That's where we will start from. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lighton, after Dr. Tayo, you
Mrs. Elias.
is Mrs. Elias. Is she here?